Warning, the escapes depicted in this program are performed by professionals and may result in injury or death. Do not attempt this at home.
For the next 24 hours, I will be in chains around my neck, around my arms, underground, with no food, no water. This is a very difficult and dangerous escape.
Get out! Come on!
Escape artist Dean Gunnarson has been invited back to Udupi in southwest India 14 years after his last escape here. This trip, he'll be locked, chained, and buried alive for 24 hours. Joining Dean is his safety coordinator Jeff and his theatrics expert Carrie. They're off to meet the event's promoter, Shankar Jr.
Shankar is one of the great magicians in all of India. Him and his father invited me here many years ago, and now they invited me back to do this buried alive escape. So we need to do a little bit of shopping. I want a timepiece. I need to keep track to see how long I'm underground.
I'll take you to a shop, and you can just have a look around and see what suits you best. In India, our timepiece would be the sun, other than the watch, of course. Then I started thinking, what kind of timepiece can I offer him? You can find something interesting here. Yeah, they've got all different sorts of things. They've got lamps, things like this.
Yeah.
You think that's going to work?
That'll last about an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. We'll light that. We'll take 24 of these. Every hour, we'll light a candle.
I can't see why we can't just use a stopwatch.
So where did this buried alive escape come from? In Canada, back at Dean's own temple of escapology, the morgue. Dean and the team put Mini Dean through the paces to see what happens to a coffin when buried 6 feet under.
We'll get some chains locked around my neck, around my arms, lock me up, put me in there, and then it's gonna get lowered in, 6 feet underground. And the dirt in India is much different than we have here, because the dirt is heavy.
It doesn't seem like much, but it's going to be an enormous amount of weight.
6.5 to 7 tons of dirt. And if John doesn't build that coffin exactly right, that coffin will collapse and fill full of dirt with me inside. Houdini tried this escape. They started burying him underground, but he panicked. He vowed never, ever to do it again. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna succeed.
For that long a period of time, him being alone, it's scary. But you don't think about the impact of the weight of the dirt and what could possibly happen.
Now, the really hard part for me is that I gotta stop eating a few days before this. I have to start reducing my calories like 2 weeks before. I'm not gonna get to enjoy all that great Indian food. I have to somehow find the strength and the energy to claw my way out, to escape from the metal coffin that's been locked, to dig my way up to the 6 feet of dirt, find the strength to get up, and find my air again.
Carrie, can I interest you in a beverage?
All right. Cheers. It's all in the interest of science.
In the interest of science, we're gonna need air ventilation. Because I'm down there for 24 hours, I'll run out of air. One, to put the new air in, another one to vent the air that I'm breathing in, which is gonna become poisonous and toxic to me, out. You'll also be able to communicate to me from these hollow pipes. Any miscalculations on the air in, the air out, the size of the coffin, how much it can hold, that lid's gonna be crushed, and they're gonna be pulling my dead limp body out of that ground.
The buried alive escape. A metal box just big enough for Dean to fit inside. 20 kilos of chain, 4 locks. His hands and neck will be wrapped and locked as well. Dean will be lowered 6 feet under. The hole will be filled with dirt. Clay, actually, 7 tons. No natural light, no food, no water for 24 hours. Panic can happen in seconds. Hallucinations in as little as 15 minutes. Exhaustion can set in after a few hours. The most dangerous part, after 24 hours underground, a weakened Dean will have to break out of the coffin and claw his way 6 feet back up to the surface. If he stops digging, the ground will collapse around him. Death by suffocation. A hell of a way to go. Dean brings the crushing problem over for John to solve.
John, I'm looking for something. One thing I found about John over all these years of building all these crazy things for me, sometimes it's better just to show rather than tell. Here, John, look at this.
Okay.
I need a box like this, but a lot bigger. I need a box that I can fit in. I want a metal coffin. Hinge on the side. The box can get wrapped in chains and then buried 6.5 feet underground.
Why does he want to do this?
Now, because I have to be in there so long, I actually need air ventilation. One there, one there. Now, the only thing I'm concerned about is the coffin caving in. It's gonna take a lot of weight. I mean, like 6.5, 7 tons of dirt at least.
Well, we can put a little arch in the roof.
So that'll make it stronger.
Yeah.
He's in disbelief. He's seen so many crazy things over the years. I don't know if he just goes with it or if it's just one more thing to shake his head and say, what's wrong with this Gunnarson guy? He should be locked up in a straitjacket.
I want you to build it, and I gotta ship it to India. I can't have it made out of steel. It's gotta be lighter.
So then we'll have to go with aluminum then.
It's gonna take a lot of aluminum, but I trust your work.
With the weight and everything on there, I don't know how he's gonna get out of there, but have to get out somehow.
Dean and the team build a snow shelter to simulate the isolation he will have while buried alive in India.
This is gonna be my psychological test. Most escapes, I get locked up, I get out. 60 seconds, 90 seconds, boom, I'm out, it's over. The hardest part about this escape is I gotta stay in there. It's you and your mind, and you gotta prevent yourself from having your mind defeat you. To relax, stay calm, and wait.
Oh my God!
Keep digging, keep digging.
Don't stop.
Stop it!
I definitely think it's gonna be dark once you get in there. How's that gonna play in your mind?
It's just a psychological aspect of being trapped. That's why we've got to get used to it. This time of year in Canada, you can't just go dig a hole and practice getting buried alive. So we have to improvise. We're using the snow. It's a little claustrophobic. The only difference is it's going to be lighter. The snow is white. The steel coffin and the dirt is going to be pitch black. And that messes with your mind. I mean, it messes with your senses.
The goal of this exercise is to rewire Dean's escape reflex. He needs to stay put, not escape.
Hey, you guys, get that fire going. It's 36 degrees in India right now. We need a bigger fire.
Dean can prepare for the isolation, but not the heat he'll experience in India.
All right, guys, time to go in.
Yeah.
Listen for me in case something goes wrong. Let's go.
Stay warm.
You got this.
Dean?
Let's seal this sucker.
Dean, are you okay in there?
Maybe leave a little bit of daylight just for air.
In preparation for the buried alive escape in India, the team has sealed Dean in a quinsy to break his escape reflex. The waiting game continues. Dean's put the team in charge of how long he'll stay inside, adding another psychological layer to the test.
This is his only chance, really, to get acclimatized to what it's gonna feel like when he's in India.
The team takes turns keeping watch and tending to the fire. Dean has been inside the ice tomb for 90 minutes. The team is starting to get a sense of the isolation he must be feeling.
It's different, you know. You're way out in the wilderness here. Dean's in this little ice tomb, and yet we're both by ourselves. I can't talk to him, he can't talk to me.
It's really strange being all alone with another person who you can't talk to or communicate with. It just feels so isolating. I don't know how Dean's doing in there.
It's been over 2 hours. The team decides it's time to dig Dean out.
Dean, can you hear us?
This it really hardened down, didn't it? Let's grab this
Get him out.
piece off the top first, I think.
Got it. Careful, don't let it fall in.
This out. See,
There we
just
go.
pull this right out.
Well, hey there.
How you doing?
I'm ready to
Pull
come
this right out.
You're right. He's ready to come out.
Get me
Yeah.
the hell out of this tomb.
He doesn't sound like he's in great shape.
No.
Hey, can you get your feet out and we'll pull you
Oh
out?
my God.
Careful. Long time no see.
Yeah, man. Oh,
You know, you think lying around there wouldn't be so tough.
How do you feel?
I'll tell you, your world shrinks fast.
Yeah.
You realize how alone you are. I thought you guys left. I know you wouldn't, but I mean, that's what I felt, man. I felt like the whole world could have vanished and I wouldn't have known. The hardest thing for a racehorse to do is to wait at the gate. I was in there for a long time, but that's nothing compared to what I have to face next.
After more than 26 hours of travel, the guys arrive in India, ready to put Dean 6 feet under for his fans. It's the day before the escape. Time to visit the event site. Dean is eager to start. He's finding focus above ground difficult.
I'm walking around, and everywhere I go, I smell food. Great Indian food. Fruit, curry. It's everywhere. It's driving me crazy.
So you just need to pick your spot.
This is almost center ground, so I mean, like right here. Okay, so Carrie, let's mark this off.
This is so creepy.
Just like a body line.
I'm not sure about this ground.
The sun has literally baked it.
It's hard. I can't even kick it with my boots.
This is bad, man. I mean, this is a huge problem. I don't even know if we're gonna be able to dig the dirt. Worse, I don't know how I'm gonna get out.
Shankar Jr. has brought Dean to the proposed site for the buried alive escape. But the team notices problems immediately with the density of the clay ground. Dean decides they need to just dig in.
That is crazy hard. Wow. There we go. Man, that is hard though.
Jeff came up with this great idea that we should actually build a cribbing just to prevent any cave-in that happens before the escape, just to make it a little safer.
Usually, you break the crust off and it gets easy. It's easy breezy. You're done. This, we start digging and it's getting harder. I don't even know how Dean's gonna dig himself out when it's harder at the bottom than it is at the top.
Later that day, Dean chats with his kids from his hotel lobby. It's his last chance before he goes into the grave for 24 hours.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, there's my beautiful little girls. When I get locked in the box, I'm gonna take your pictures and I'm gonna put them on the roof and I'm gonna think of you guys, so you'll be with me.
Tell Daddy to be safe. Love you, guys.
Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you soon.
It's escape day. Dean makes his way to the location. The Doopy style.
So I go from this to being buried alive in total darkness and isolated and alone, and it's like, talking about balance and yin and yang. You know, I'm trying to stay focused. The next 24 hours is going to be imperative to my survival.
We have a beautiful backdrop here. It's a wide open field. This place is going to be absolutely packed with 1 million people. I cannot wait.
Houdini tried this. He panicked. He had problems. They had to rip his body out of the ground. That will not happen to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world's greatest escape artist, Dean Gunnarson!
Yeah! I need the strongest man in the whole audience here tonight. He looks strong. Yeah, right there. Now please come and check a look at the box. Make sure the box is solid. Check the chains. The chains, the locks are real, the box is real. For the next 24 hours, I will be underground in chains around my neck, around my arms, and then I'm gonna be locked into this solid metal box with no food, no water, and then I'm gonna be lowered into that hole with 7 tons of dirt on top.
Hey, now go down.
Yes,
Get the space.
that's it. That's
Just
it.
do it naturally.
Get away.
that much
Down,
space.
Carry, we center. You set?
I think we might need that other one pushing some air down because it's hot.
We're gonna need more power. We only got one converter.
He's working on it.
Yeah, I'm getting it. 30 seconds.
Hey, Dean, you're gonna lose your fan for like 30 seconds.
The other cord, the other power, the fan, the fan.
Dean is in Udupi, India, and is buried alive. Right off the bat, there's problems with the ventilation. The heat is unbearable for Dean.
It's sweltering, man. It's a f***ing sweatbox in there right now.
Jeff is able to fix it.
The fans that we have here doesn't match their electrical system, and we had to get someone to rewire their transformers. One of them went down, so good thing we had a spare to compensate for the other one.
You got power now, you should have.
Now it's time to bury Dean alive for 24 hours.
Get it started at the front here.
Get around the sides of the coffin.
Right up the front, yeah, do the front.
Dean is now buried alive.
You're starting the first hour after the year. You can hear me, Dean?
Yes.
The whole of Udupi can see you through the camera. You're on the projection screen. Once again, people of Udupi, you're here for Dean!
This is where I'll be for the next 24 hours.
The first candle is lit. Dean doesn't want to expend too much of his oxygen early, so he won't attempt escaping from his chains for several hours. He waits. Jeff tells Dean it's been 3 hours. Now Dean has to break out of the chains without exerting too much energy.
Okay, I got one hand free.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dean has got one of his hands free. You can see his right hand free. We want all your wishes for Dean Gunnarson. The people of Udupi are with you, Dean. He did it!
Dean's fans join Jeff and Carrie, helping Dean pass the time. Dean has been under 6 feet of dirt for more than 12 hours. He and the crew are exhausted.
The sun is finally starting to come up here. It is cooking hot right now. We stayed here overnight. It was 30 degrees. It's even warmer than that now, and we're not even at midday yet.
Dean's not getting enough air. He's getting too much heat. We're going through ice like crazy, trying to blow cold air down into his tube, and it doesn't seem to be working as well as we thought it was going to be.
It's difficult. So what we are doing now is we're putting on a green net shade, usually used for the greenhouses, so that at least we can keep that area cool, as cool as possible. So hope Dean will like that.
Dean is super tired right now. He had a lousy sleep all night. He's been tossing and turning. He is super hot down there, and I know he's just got one thing in his mind. He just wants to get himself out. The clock is ticking. It's going as slowly as possible, and man, I just want to see him come to the surface now.
Dean is anxious to escape, but the attempt is still hours away. The sun is up, and it's already sweltering hot. Media from all over India take their spots 2 hours before Dean's escape. He's making headlines. The 24 hours are up. Escape time, if Dean can claw his way up without suffocating. The team disconnects all communication to the tomb, so Dean can begin his escape.
This is absolutely the most critical, dangerous moment in this escape. We have no connection with Dean whatsoever. We're just waiting. We're gonna feel around the earth, see if we can get any sense of where he is, and just hope to God he gets to the surface before he runs out of air.
Come on, let's get this. We just pulled Dean's whole life support system. I don't know what he's doing, but I sure hope he's digging his way out. He has to get out. There's no air in there. You can't survive very long without air. Holy shit.
Wait a sec, wait.
Come on, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, Dean Gunnarson!
Good job.
Cream of tomato. Oh, thank you.
Enjoy.
That is good.
This is baked banana.
Oh, man, this is so good. I've never waited so long for a meal in my life, and it was worth it. Imagine being buried alive in a small confined space. To not panic, stay calm and wait and wait and wait and wait. And then you have to escape. Houdini always wanted to do the buried alive escape, and the great Houdini panicked. They had to drag him out of the ground. These people are asking me, where did I find the strength to get out? Sometimes you really have to look within yourself, find that strength. Sometimes you got to dig a little deeper. I had to dig real deep today. For more Escape or Die, go to oln.ca.